Heyo! Just before the video begins, I wanted to let everyone know I do have a Discord now. I made a video on it a little while ago, didn't get very much attention. So just putting this here as a friendly reminder, links in the description. I'm normally in VC for quite a while, and this is just for generally just chatting and hanging out, talking Pokemon and other games, so if you want to come on, love to have you. Alright, hope to see you there. Let's get on with whatever this is. Get on with the thing. Cool. Bye. So today, I know I did this on stream, but I wanted to break this down like in a bit more of a paced manner because I kind of rushed through it before. I wanted to break down what I liked and disliked about this trailer, things that worked for me and things that didn't. Right off the bat, you can see two things right on my layout that worked pretty well for me. I didn't like Lanoon or Zigzagoon very much back in Hoenn, but I'm glad to see that some gen, other than Gen 1, is getting some love here. And somehow, Marnie is like the ultimate edgelord without even being an edgelord. Her fans just do it for her. But we'll get into her fans later. They're their old can of worms I don't want to touch yet. Let's just jump straight into this trailer, starting with the Nintendo Switch logo. And it's going to give us a bunch of information we've seen before, like Score Bunny, B, we got Gigantamaxing, Dynamaxing, Alistar, and then it jumps right into Galarian forms. We've got Weezing with a top hat, and like they're just missing the monocle, and then they're totally dapper. And I want to actually go back there and notice the fact that its ability is Levitate and something else. So this could be a new ability we've never seen before, or it could be something that Weezing's just never had before. That's really interesting to like point out though, because what else could it possibly be? Now I know someone pointed out in another video, I'll probably have it up on my screen now, that it could be something that has to do with the weather, like it could enhance weather effects. Don't know. Let's move on. Alright, and then up next we have the new regional variant, the Galarian Zigzagoon, and Linoon, which Linoon looks amazing by the way, but it doesn't even compare to the fact that it now evolves. Certain Galarian Pokemon will now have a third evolution to their line. That's amazing, because these are Pokemon that didn't have an evolution before, that now, as long as they're in Galar, will now have an evolution. But now, Zigzagoon and Linoon are dark and normal, so it's kind of like Rattata when Rattata was given an Alolan form. Except completely different, because they got a whole new evolution on top of that, which is just absolutely... Look at how aggressive this thing looks. And Obstagoon, they have this weird thing where when you attack them, they unleash a move beforehand, so it's kind of like Turtonator, I guess. What's noteworthy, though, is that the abilities change from Gluttony to Reckless and Guts. Anyway, moving on from that, we're going to go into Unknown Territory. Come on, my Hyena Badger. You've hogged enough of the spotlight. Let us move on. This is the interesting one. This thing, this hamster, has a really quirky ability. So, it can change its form every turn. It just does it. So, when its belly is full, it's an electric type. When its belly is empty, it becomes a dark type, and its signature move changes depending on its type. So, when its belly is full, its signature move is an electric type move. When its belly is empty, its signature move becomes a dark type move, and it switches between these forms every turn. Yeah, that's its hungry form, which changes Orwheel into a dark type move. And he just looks so aggressive, so much more angry, because it feels like you're mistreating the poor thing. And then we have the new rivals, like the old lady. This is Bede. He is sponsored by Chairman Rose, which is already a red flag. But additionally, he has ulterior motives to competing in the gym challenge, and I'll put a picture of that up right now. I'm sure I'm not going to be completely lazy with this and just put something else in, like a shark riding a raptor. Cool. And then Bede has a Solosis for some reason, or is that a Duosian? I get them so mixed up sometimes. But moving on from there, next we have Marnie. Yeah. Fun. And then we have her entourage, who will be replacing Team Skull. Team Yell, the dumbest name ever, and I swear to frig, they need to start making more designs Like, we need more than 2 designs for the grunts because they all look the same. And for this team in particular, it's really bad because everyone has the same build type, whereas at least with Team Skull, they're wearing like the face masks, and Team Rocket had like the whole cat burglar thing. These guys all have their bellies showing, and they're all holding the same objects, so the male grunts will always be holding the horn, the female grunts will always be holding the towels with Marnie on them. And even their whole aesthetic, it's not really as fun as Team Skull either. They're just punk rockers who want to get in your way. They're there to cheer on Marnie, sure, and they're there to be a general nuisance because they're going to block off your transportation, they're going to block off gyms, Poke Centers, and you have to beat them to progress. Whereas Team Skull, they were lighthearted and full of jokes. These guys are trying to take themselves too seriously. And they don't seem to have a lot of personality to them. They don't move around a lot, they just stand there holding the horn or their towel and they're basically just telling you, yeah, I'm a bad boy and I'm going to stop you from getting in my waifu's way. Now, they have a few actually really funny interactions in the overworld with Marnie, where when she shows up, they all just kind of panic just like that. They're like, oh, it's her. Oh, praise the ground she walks on. Our holy goddess, the one who shall become champion without even being sponsored. Yeah, I gotta tell you, there really wasn't a lot to talk about in this trailer. We got some Galarian forms, and we got 2 new rivals, and the evil, in quotations, team. I'm going to theorize that these guys are a distraction from whatever the real evil team is doing in the background, kind of like Skull and Aether, because it kind of feels like Game Freak saw that Team Skull, being the cover for Aether Foundation, worked so well the first time, even though we all called them on it the first time Aether Foundation appeared in the trailer, that they'd do it again, because screw being original. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. It really does help a lot. Subscribe if you want to see more of my content. If you're new, I upload 2 to 3 times a week generally, and I hope to see all you beautiful people, and I really do mean this, in the next video. Okay, bye.